Hey, what's up guys, Mr. Kedrix here again. Look me up on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Gemmer, and Google+. All the links are down below in the description. Doing another video for you guys today. I'll admit it's been kind of slow as far as videos go. I haven't really been uploading lately for the very reason that I've been busy with stuff and things have been getting in the way. And I started a new job that I'm starting to get used to, and it's taking up much of my schedule. But since today I have a free day, I figured I might as well give you guys some reviews on my channel. I got quite a few to do today. And I decided this first one would be on a Godzilla figure. Now this figure was requested to be reviewed a year ago by YouTube user Godzilla6785. And he wanted me to review the Trendmasters 1998 Combat Claw 7-inch Godzilla. So yeah, like I said, he requested it a year ago. I'm very sorry I didn't get to the review, but here it is. To give you guys a bit of history, I actually had this figure back when I was a little kid, but when my friend was unfortunately moving out of the neighborhood, I decided that I would give him, this figure. Not this figure, like this exact one, this is another one I bought, but another figure of this one that I had earlier, and I gave it to him as a gift. And I hadn't had this one until 2012 is when I bought this figure, the one you see in front of you, at Fighters Corner for like $7. So yeah, I was very happy to have him again. And Trendmasters released many versions of this guy. There was a 6-inch version, a 7-inch version, multiple 7-inch versions I should say, and then tall 12-inch ones. And I even think they did a 2-foot tall one. Could be wrong. I think it was called Ultimate Godzilla, which I saw once, but I never bought it, unfortunately. So yeah, so I'm very happy to have this figure again. I've had it for many years now, and yeah, I really love it. So this was made by the company Trendmasters, which made awesome Godzilla figures, especially the ones from the Showa era for their early line, and then when the 1998 movie came out, they made these figures, and they're just absolutely amazing. What's great about this figure is the detail. The detail on this figure is just amazing. If we start off with the head, you can see all the little intricate details. The teeth are individually sculpted, but they're not sharp, mostly for purpose that kids are going to use this. You can see the eye there. Get the box-like head, the iguana-like neck, which this Godzilla was mutated from an iguana, which was very different from the Godzillasaurus history that we got from the 1991 film Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and the irradiated dinosaur from the 54 movie. So yeah, very new take on this figure. Or character, I should say, and the design is completely different from anything we've seen from other Godzilla movies. But I do like the design. I mean, sure enough, he wasn't in the right movie, but the design's good. The neck detail is amazing. You got the shoulder detail with the muscle right there. The very humanoid-like hands, which have nicely sculpted fingers. The giant pebble-like detail going down the legs here. And then the warty detail going down the thigh, all the way down to the leg, down to the very dinosaurian foot, with the hallux sticking out on the left side of the foot here, and then on the right side over here, instead of being inside of the foot, with the dew claw there and the toe claws there. We got the spikes, which are all individually sculpted. None of them look the same. They're all very unique. They all look great. They're their own colors as well, which I think is pretty cool. And they're made out of this rubber. They're all made out of like this rubber material except for this one. This one's made out of plastic. Then we got the tail, which I think is a bit too long. I mean, if you were to think about it, if this Godzilla's tail was to go out instead of being in this awkward S shape, it kind of looks like it'd be too long. I mean, personally, I think it should go up to here. But that's just me. I think it's too long, but nonetheless, the tail is Very nicely detailed. Really like it. No, it isn't a awkward pose. So yeah. Features on this guy. It had the ability to roar. It roared two ways. One, if you press this spike here that was made for its other action, it would roar after it caused the action. And there's this little button here that would have allowed it to roar. But, unfortunately, if I pull this out, I have batteries, but they don't work. So, until then, this action does not work. And even if I put new batteries in, it still wouldn't work because the negative terminal, unfortunately, is broken because this figure is second-handed. So yeah, if you were expecting to see that, I apologize. And if you were expecting to see the feature, which is named after Combat Claw, I think it was called Combat Claw, it might have a different name. What it had the ability to was, if you raised its arms up like this, the arms would click into place, and you would push this spike here and the arms would go down. But sometime recently I actually dropped this, and this spike had broken off, and the feature still worked, but I had to glue the spike back on, and you guys can see the hot glue there, meaning the feature no longer works. So unless I find super glue and carefully glue it back on, I can get the feature to work again. But if you came for that in this review, I'm sorry. But yeah, basically, if it worked, these claws would have went down like this. So yeah, sorry about that. That was my own fault. And yeah, apologize for that. Now, the way I have this figure standing up is actually how it's not supposed to be standing up. This figure actually is supposed to be standing up like this. But because on my figure, the legs are loose, I usually have them standing like that. So, yeah. So let's move on to articulation on this figure. This is one point the mouth can open. Not really articulation because it doesn't really stay in place, but it's a little feature. The arms aren't supposed to articulate on their own, but mine do because the feature's broken. The legs move down here at the hip, at the knee, and the ankle. So you guys can get some unique poses out of this guy if you really wanted to. And the tail rotates 360. In fact, I think it's the only point that rotates 360. So yeah, very loaded with articulation. Not to NECA or SH Monster Art standard, but still, very good. The paint job on this guy, it's not entirely accurate. Godzilla 1998 was more brown and blue in his appearance. They made him this very dark gray and silver, like a very silvery blue with some brown highlights. Which is good because this is actually how he looks like at night. And if you actually seen the suit that was used for the movie for a few scenes and the giant animatronic, he's actually brown with blue and some green. But this is more of his nighttime look, and all the figures have his nighttime look because that's the only time you see him in the movie, at night. So, yeah. He's got his orange eyes, mine's got a little bit of black in them. The teeth are yellow with a very faded pink tongue because this figure's old, and the claws are like a glossy black, and so are the toes. And we just got the random silver sprays around the body, and there's a bit of like a dusty wash to bring out some of the scales, which is really cool. This figure's covered in dust because it's very old. So yeah. Alright, let's do some size comparisons. Here it is compared to the 6-inch 1954 Godzilla from the Godzilla Island series. As you can see, they're in scale because this Godzilla was 60 meters in its film appearance and this one was 50 meters. So a good scale there. I do have a few of his hatchlings. So here it is compared to the Razor Fang one. They're not in scale because obviously the father was much, much bigger than this. These babies were human sized, so not in scale. Here it is compared to the Claw Slasher one, again not in scale. The Hammerfoot one, again not in scale, just showing them off. And the two hatchlings here, which again aren't in scale, but just showing them off. Here it is compared to the little Keychain Godzilla. I don't know what to say about this, but this kind of reminds me of the Godzilla the series. Godzilla, where he started off like this and eventually grew up to that. And that's all I got for size comparison. So I guess I should end this review by showing off all the Godzilla 1998 figures I have here. Got all the hatchlings. Got the little hatchlings here. And got the little keychain figures right here. If I can get them to stand. As well as a few more keychain figures. I'm just going to lay them down. The cup holder. And my first ever Godzilla figure, the plush Godzilla 1998. So those are all my Godzilla 1998 figures. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm glad I finally did this requested review after like a year. So thanks again for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and look forward to more videos. This is Mr. Kydrick signing off. All my social media accounts are down below, and stay awesome.